What kind of neighbor thinks they can bulldoze your garden with a golf cart and call it their saw-right saw? Let me tell you about Sarah, the woman who turned my backyard paradise into a battlefield, and how I fought back without throwing a single punch. It all started at 7:42 a.m. on a quiet Saturday. I was sipping coffee, admiring the morning light on my roses, when a guttural roar shattered the calm. Through my kitchen window, I saw it, Sarah's hot pink golf cart, tearing through my flower bed like a tank through a paper wall. Petals flew, dirt sprayed, and my jaw hit the floor. I stumbled outside in my slippers, yelling her name over the engine's whine, but Sarah didn't even glance back. She sped toward her house, leaving muddy tire tracks like claw marks across my garden. This wasn't a one-off mistake. Sarah had decided my private sanctuary was her personal highway, and if I didn't stop her, she'd destroy everything I'd poured my heart into for years. She'd fired the first shot, and oh, she had no idea what was coming. A few months back, I'd bought the empty lot next to my house, turning my backyard into a dream garden. Picture raised flower beds bursting with color, a winding stone path, a koi pond with a little wooden bridge. It was my escape, my slice of peace. The only thing I hadn't done was fence off the old SER-VYC path at the far end, connecting to the next street. I figured the garden's beauty would keep people out. Big mistake. While neighbors stopped by to admire my work, Sarah, who lived 3 houses down, saw something else, a shortcut. She was infamous around here: loud arguments, endless HOA complaints, acting like the neighborhood spun on her axis. Her latest obsession? That garish golf cart, blaring pop hits as she zipped around like roads were for peasants. Apparently, she decided my garden was her express lane. I first noticed the tire tracks after a rain. Muddy ruts slashed through my daisies, like a monster truck had gone joyriding. I patched the damage, thinking maybe kids or a stray animal. But the next day, fresh tracks appeared. I set up a wildlife cam by the pond, expecting a raccoon. Instead, I got Sarah, cart screaming, sunglasses glinting, car VYing through my garden like she owned it. She even saw at the camera, bold as brass. I was floored. Maybe she didn't know it was private land? The next morning, I stepped into her path as she approached. She skidded to a stop, inches from my knees. "Sarah," I said, keeping my voice steady, "this is my private garden. Please stop driving through." She pushed up her sunglasses and laughed. "It's just a shortcut, Tom. Chill out." I pointed to the crushed tulips. "You're wrecking my plants." She rolled her eyes. "There's an easement. Public access." I blinked, stunned. "No easement. I own this lot. It's in my deed." She smirked. "I've been using it for weeks. No one cared." Her logic was infuriating. If she got away with it, it was hers. "Don't come through again," I said, my voice tightening. She gunned the engine, splattering my boots with mud, and sped off, yelling, "Good luck stopping me." That night, staring at my ruined beds, I knew nice wouldn't cut it. Sarah had declared war, and I'd meet her head on. At the hardware store, I loaded up on lattice panels, concrete bases, and a high-end security camera system. My plan wasn't just to block her, it was to expose her entitlement to everyone. I built a trellis gate, draped it with climbing roses, a mix of beauty and defiance. To neighbors it was art. To Sarah, it was a fortress. As I worked, people stopped by. Most loved the gate. Some, who knew Sarah's drama, grinned when I explained why it was there. "You're a legend," Mrs. Thompson from across the street whispered, handing me lemonade. By Monday, the gate stood tall. While watering my repaired beds, I heard Sarah's cart. Then a screech, a curse, and a thud saw. She'd rammed the gate. I turned, heart pounding with glee. Sarah, face red as her lipstick, glared from her seat, threw the cart into reverse, and peeled out, tires squealing. I laughed, but I knew her type. This wasn't defeat, it was a challenge. She'd come back swinging. The next morning, I sensed trouble. Sarah didn't quit, she crusaded. Sipping coffee, I spotted her cart at the gate. In a giant sun hat, she glared like she could will the gate away. Then she stormed out, grabbed the trellis, and shook it like a wild animal. The roses quaked, but the concrete held. I smirked, underestimated me. Then she pulled out paper and a marker, scribbling like a woman possessed. With duct tape, she slapped a sign on the gate, "Saw illegal gate. Removed now. Concerned citizen." Saw I nearly choked laughing. She thought a note trumped property law? I saved the sign for Evy Denke, sensing I need a paper trail. That evening, my neighbor Jake brought me one of Sarah's flyers, handed out door to door. It claimed I'd blocked a historic community path, endangering essential transport. She called her cart Vital for the elderly, despite her daily power walks. Jake howled with laughter. I printed my property plat, stamped and clear, showing no easement, and made copies. Most neighbors, sick of Sarah's nonsense, just chuckled. I thought she might back off. Nope. I caught her cart circling my house, slow and predatory, with a guy in a polo shirt, clipboard in hand. My cameras hummed. That afternoon, Sarah knocked the guy beside her. She thrust a paper at me. Official notice. Your violating right-of-way laws. Remove the gate. The guy avoided my eyes, friend or hired stooge, I couldn't tell. I didn't take the paper. Instead, I grabbed my plat. Here's my deed. No right-of-way exists. The guy glanced at it, muttered, "Looks legit," and bolted to Sarah's cart. Her face twitched, fuming, before she stomped off. I could have stopped there, but Sarah's lies, harassment, and fake documents demanded more. That night, I emailed the HOA board with footage of her sign, gate shaking, and inspection, plus my plat, asking for guidance. 2 days later, the HOA emailed everyone, my land was private, no easement existed, and trespassing would face fines. They praised my patience, a subtle dig at Sarah. She held a community meeting, but only her cousin, a friend, and a confused neighbor showed. Her crusade was crumbling. But Sarah wasn't done. She was plotting something reckless. Before dawn, a metallic clang woke me. From my window, I saw Sarah in neon leggings and a hoodie, wielding bolt cutters at my gate, her clipboard buddy nervously watching. She attacked the lock, grunting as it bent but held. My cameras rolled. Neighbors' lights flicked on. I called the police non-emergency line, staying calm, ensuring every angle was recorded. On her third try, the lock snapped. Sarah cackled, swung the gate open, and hopped into her cart, aiming for my garden. But as her wheels crossed the threshold, hidden tire spikes I'd buried under mulch punctured all 4 tires with sharp hisses. The cart wobbled, stopped. Sarah slammed the wheel, screaming curses. Her buddy leapt out, gaping at the flats. Sarah kicked my flowers, raging about booby traps. I stepped onto my porch, phone raised, wah-wee-wahing. She charged, fists clenched, but sirens cut her off. 2 squad cars pulled up. Officers surveyed the chaos. Broken gate, ruined cart, Sarah in a trashed flower bed. I handed over my deed, footage, and the lock. Sarah spun wild tales rescuing a cat, following a public trail, suspecting a break-in at my house. Her stories collapsed, and my cameras debunked them. Her buddy threw her under the bus, pinning it all on her. The officers cited Sarah for trespassing, vandalism, and property destruction, warning she'd face jail if she returned. She ranted about conspiracies, but they ordered her to tow her cart and leave. Watching her push that crippled cart down the street, neighbors gawking, was pure gold. Mrs. Thompson munched popcorn from a lawn chair, winking. The story spread like wildfire. Neighbors called it Sarah's garden heist, spinning tales of her with a crowbar or a bandit mask. The truth was wild enough. Sarah hid indoors, glaring at passers-by. I thought she'd quit, but her pettiness had no limits. One morning, a stench hit Mepples of manure dumped at my gate, flies swarming. A pink note read, "Saw you earned this." Saw my cameras caught Sarah's cart, now with mismatched tires, at dawn. I called the police, who added it to her file, urging a civil suit for harassment. That evening, Sarah and her cronies hammered signs into my sidewalk. Saw dangerous owner. Illegal gate. Cart hater. Saw neighbors laughed, but new folks looked confused. I handed out my deed, explaining Sarah's trespassing. Mrs. Thompson's group chat, the Anti-Sarah Squad, shared memes of Sarah as a cartoon VY Lane. The HOA called an emergency meeting after complaints about her antics. Neighbors aired her abuses, reporting wrong flowers, whining about parked cars. Sarah's defense? A rant about her carts, emotional value, and my jealousy of her lawn. The room stifled laughs. The HOA fined her HVYLY, put her on probation, and warned of expulsion. Applause erupted as Sarah stormed out, tripping over a chair. Soon, a for sale sign appeared at her house. She claimed she wanted a better community, but fines and mockery had broken her. Her cart sat deflated in the driveway. As MOVing trucks arrived, Sarah barked at movers. I sipped iced tea, savoring her exit. She gave a shrill farewell speech, warning we'd miss her leadership. Neighbors turned away. Mrs. Thompson waved mockingly. When her van left, cheers broke out. Champagne popped. The street felt lighter, barbecues popped up, and a community garden thrived. I rebuilt my garden, adding fruit trees and a fountain. New neighbors, Mike and Lily, bought Sarah's house. Their puppy dug playfully in my beds, but they were kind, eager to join the garden, project a stark contrast to Sarah. I hosted a garden party, fairy lights glowing, tables piled with homegrown food. Nearly everyone came, laughing, swapping stories. Mike taught kids to water plants. Lily planned a harvest festival. Someone gifted a plaque, saw private paradise. No carts allowed. Saw we hung it above the gate, cheering under the stars. I lingered, fountain bubbling, breeze cool. Sarah's chaos had forged a tighter community. Her name faded, a warning of entitlement's downfall. My garden, once scarred, bloomed brighter, a testament to standing firm. Some fights aren't won with fists, but with roots planted deep, thrive VYing under the truth's light.